And a good Friday evening. Welcome to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Brett Hendricks with you. We've had some technical difficulties and we're finally on. Oh my goodness. You know what? It seems like it never ends. You get here early, you test things, look like it's going to work, but this tonight just had a little bit of a slow time at it. So, but we are on the air. And we are ready to bring you 2023 Bronx football in their season opener here at Stanton County as they get set to face the Trojans. How you doing, buddy?
Great, how are you?
Doing all right. Well, we're a little behind on our pregame, so what we're going to do, we're going to go straight into our coach's interview. We did have a chance to talk to Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger beforehand, and we're going to run right into that. Our coach's interview brought to you by the good folks at Shelter Insurance, the big red, white, and blue shelter sign, East Highway 50, Lakin.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides.
Oh, classic convertible.
And have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
And welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We're back for another season of Lakin Bronx football as the Bronx open up the season at Stanton County in a matchup against the Stanton County Trojans. We're now joined by Coach Chris Bamberger. And Coach, with their new season comes new faces and uncertainty of how those new faces can gel as a team.
Yeah, and there's that. I think that's the nerves of this week one. We're all excited. We're ready to get to games. We've been practicing against each other for 3 weeks now, and you have guys that show up in practice, but you always know that the game brings a different energy, and so we're excited to see who's ready to play on Friday night now against another opponent.
And that's the thing. They've been battling for the last 2 weeks. It gets to this point that the
time, and then we're gonna have to work, once we get through the game now.
It seems like every year, of course, graduation, faces come, faces go, faces come in new. But last year, the question mark on your football team filter in a couple here and there.
It's been quite a challenge. The kids have been doing a good job with it, but I can tell you, I don't know if you can truly appreciate a group of veteran offensive linemen until you don't have them.
Yeah.
And those guys just did a really good job last year, and they just knew what they were supposed to do. And we brought in a lot of new faces up front. We've moved some guys around to, try some different guys at spots. We have a couple out of position a little bit, with Timmy moving down to play tackle. He's normally a wide receiver for us, and Jeremy wanted to move down to play some guard, and so he was normally a fullback. So the whole group, it creates a lot of challenges, but you know what? I feel like Coach Pollard's been doing everything he can to help those guys get ready, and they've been coming with a good mentality to practice to try to learn their position.
And one of the things you probably don't see a whole lot when you talk about with the skills people that do return, of course, it's always a luxury when you have your quarterback return to lead your offense, and that's Maddox Beltran.
Yeah, and he's been so solid and so sound at that position, and he's really taken on that role. I mean, he did that last year as far as the leadership role and the communication with the guys and being a little more vocal, and I think the boys really respond to him well. He's extremely coachable. He's a looky-in-the-eye type kid. He's a tough kid, and he's a fun kid to coach. So we hope that he has a great year.
And another returner, doesn't hurt to have a 1,000-yard back coming back as well, and you still have him for another year.
Yes, yeah, he's obviously he's been very sound at his position. Both of the slots have been sound at their positions. The wide receivers are definitely working in there again. So that's been a comforting thing with those guys kind of knowing what they're doing at their positions. Their coaches have done a great job getting them ready to be ready to play tonight, and so we're going to lean on those guys as we kind of bring this offensive line group along as they get snaps and experience.
And the thing about it is, we talk, and I didn't even mention the name, but that's Coulter Oldham, the 1,000-yard returner. But you've got Armando Salcido, Ross Ryder at your slots, and then you're going to filter in Drew Patterson, Adric Gomez-Escobar, and Javion Granado that all got snaps last year at wideout.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they bring, different strengths and different skills. They're all solid. They're usually all pretty heady players. They're starting to understand how to play in our scheme. They're starting to understand football, at the varsity level, and so we're hoping for those guys to have a big year for us.
Let's talk about some of the newcomers, and of course on the line you've got Jayton Hash. Came out this year. Timmy Johnson's not really a newcomer, but he's new as far as getting the playing time. But Norian Cantu is one of those that got some playing time as well last year.
Yeah, we worked him in a little bit last year, so he got some snaps. As far as Timmy, he started playing some offensive line for us this summer because we wanted to go ahead and try to get some depth ready for the varsity level there. So he stepped in, and he's done a really good job learning the position. We're excited to see him tonight in a live role. Obviously, at left guard with Jeremy, he's gotten a good chunk of the summer and this fall to learn his position, and they both gotten camp. This summer in camp, they got to work there, and then the Jamboree was a great opportunity for us to see some as close to live reps as we can get without a game, and so we feel good about those guys. Obviously, we just got to get them snaps. We got to get them.
Weeks it decided to get hot in western Kansas, and that's a little bit odd because we're used to the heat in July and August, but just in the last couple of weeks when football started, preparation to get your kids ready for a season takes on a new role when it's been as hot. So what kind of precautions have you had to take, and how does that change a little bit how you get your team ready?
Well, early on we practiced in the morning a lot, and it was really good. They responded well to the morning practices. They come out with good energy even though it was early, and then we didn't really start getting much in the afternoon until once we started school. And the heat was a little bit of a punch in the face for a while. Their attitude wasn't bad. It's just when you come out in this heat, it definitely hits you different. So we've had to get used to that heat. Obviously, it's been hot this last week for sure, so we got all the heat acclimation, I feel like, to hopefully get us prepared. But there's just some things that you just got to go and do it. We got to get in it, and we got to do it. They got to keep sipping on water all day, their hydration outside of here, their nutrition. There's just so many things that come into it. If you see a guy go down in cramp, it's more than just water. Usually there's a lot of things that play into it, and it's a tough thing to battle, and it is definitely an issue in heat like this, especially early in the season.
It definitely is, and the thing about it is you talk about the hydration, and we know that's very important, but actually the hydration starts a day before you actually compete. And so many times you get a kid and heck, you times hey, you need a drink of water. No, I'm good. No, that's where you really, when you think you're good, is actually when you need that extra fluids.
Yeah. It's tough to pass on right now. They need to be on it just consistently throughout the whole evening, and obviously all week long. It's important.
You begin your 9th season tonight, and your teams have been successful on opening night. Your teams have won 7 of the last 8 openers, and this team has won the last 6 openers. Always nice to get off to a good start on the season with that first win.
Yeah, it's big, and you just never know this time of year what we're going to get, and our kids have responded really well, obviously, up to this point. And so, it's one of those things that you like to start the season well, and knowing with the schedule that we have and all the opponents that we have, it's something that we want to try to continue.
Your opponent tonight, the Stanton County Trojans, the Bronx have won 7 straight against Stanton County, and including a 36-0 win last year. And I was going back and looking at some film. You couldn't have gotten the season off into a quicker start last year. Touchdown by Armando Salcido right off the bat. Bronx up 7-0.
Yeah, that I think we talked about that after the game. It's like, what better way could you script the beginning of the season? And I know it was great to get rolling like that again. This is a different football team that they have this year. We didn't get a ton of film on them. We don't have much to watch at this point, but just looking at them and the little bit of scouting that we were able to do, they've got a new staff, and it looks very similar, but you can tell that they're really nailing down some stuff. They've got a lot of good-looking kids over there with them, and so they're going to present a lot of challenges for us tonight, which is good because we need to see some stuff with them.
Exactly. Well, Coach, as always, I appreciate you taking the time to come up and talk to us. When we're done tonight, if you wouldn't mind coming back up here, I'm winging it solo tonight. So if you wouldn't mind coming back up, we'll talk about it and, of course, get ready for next week as well. But as always, best of luck. Thank you for all you do, and we'll look forward to talking to you afterwards.
Thank you, Brad. We appreciate you coming out here in the heat, running in early in this wind, figuring it out. I know our fans sure appreciate it at home.
Well, we have to battle through some of the extreme conditions, and tonight is one of them. Guess what? Next week I get to be inside at home. So
hope your equipment doesn't melt.
Yeah, no kidding. So far, so good. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Brett.
That's Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger as the Bronx get set to battle the Stanton County Trojans in our 2023 Bronx season opener. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll continue with our pregame right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Don't go away.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides
Oh, classic convertible.
and have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo,
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
All right, we're ready for kickoff. That's how far behind we were. Just got the coach's interview in, so hey, we're ready to go. I want to thank Zach Trueheart on our camera up on top of the press box. I've got the camera tripod taped to the railing. He's going to be trying to hang on up top on the press box, but we're ready to go. Stanton County Trojans and the Lakin Bronx. The Stanton County Trojans last year were 0-7, the Bronx 6-3. Trojans in their all maroon tonight. Maroon tops, gold letters and numbers, maroon pants. Bronx going the all white. White tops, white pants with the purple helmet. We had a conversation here a while back about, uniform combinations. I really like the all white. For some reason, I really do. Well, we're set to go. The Bronx and the Trojans. Bronx kicking off with using that south wind behind them, and we are underway, and that's going to sail into the end zone for a touchback. We'll talk different players as we get going. Bronx on offense returned starting quarterback Maddox Beltram from a year ago. They also returned Coulter Oldham, the fullback, a 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. We'll touch on all the players. I know there's a few new numbers this year as well, so we're going to have to learn a few new numbers, but that's okay. That just goes with the territory. 1st and 10 from the Trojans, for the Trojans from their 20. And for some reason, my scoreboard is not working the clock. Another run off the right side. It's going to be a short gain of 2, brings up 4th down and 3. And I'll tell you what, for some reason, this clock is not running on this scoreboard. And I just figured out why. So we're rolling to 11 minutes, and that's where I'll start it right now. And it's still not going. Going to bring up 4th down and 3.
4th and 4 for the Trojans.
For the Trojans, and I'll tell you what, they're going for it. They're taking a chance right early here. 4th and 4 from their 27. Quarterback rolls to the right side. He is going nowhere. And there to meet him was Coulter Oldham. And the Bronx are going to start off in great field position. on the Stanton County 27-yard line. So a good start by the Bronx defense already. And Stanton County getting a little gutsy right off the bat, going for a fourth down in their own territory.
Bronx from about the 26-yard line.
I'm going to reset something here on my score bug and see if I can't get it to work. Maddox Beltran under center. Fake up the middle. They pitch left side, Armando Salcido, and he is gone. For the second straight year, Armando Salcido has started off the Bronx season with a touchdown run. This time from just 26 yards out. Last year he scored from 55. So the Bronx on the board already. And I'm trying to reset our clock. We're going to run it down. I'm going to go ahead and just run it during this extra point attempt. We got to run it down to 10:25. Beltran under center. Armando in motion. Coulter off the right side. And the two-point conversion is good. And with 10:25 to go in our opening quarter, Bronx jump out quick. They lead it 7-0. You're watching Bronx football on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We've got a lot of ads and a lot of sponsors we need to make up. Our pregame sponsor was going to be Flashbacks Diner, and here they are.
Flashback to the days of bebop and bobby socks at Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of bebop and bobby socks at the one and only fantastic Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50, Lakin.
Bronx strike quickly after a defensive stand at the Stanton County 26-yard line, and the Bronx take it in on one play.
Tailgate bash. Go through a couple here, a couple at a time. Western Kansas Irrigation, Eastside Dairy, Stanton County Hardware LLC.
Ball is on the ground. Slips through the first wave of defenders, then to finish him up is Adrian Gomez Escobar. And Stanton County will take over 1st and 10 from their 33-yard line.
Ehrlich return the ball over the Trojans back about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Trojans.
First and 10 Stanton County from their own 33-yard line. As you can hear the wind whipping through my microphone. Give up the middle on the carry for Stanton County. And Stanton County quickly back to the line of scrimmage, going in a hurry up. And I think they went with a hurry up and they were in motion. Oh, they're going to get the Bronx off sides. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. That 5-yard penalty will make it 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 4.
Actually, they're going to say 2nd and 4. Looks like more 2nd and 3 myself, but give up the middle. Ross Ryder leading the charge on the stop there. Alleman once again the ball carrier correction. That was Giovanni Guillen on the carry.
Ball carrier was Guillen. Stop of the line by Hash. 3rd and 3 Trojans.
Give up the middle on 3rd and 2. And barely going to get across the 40-yard line. We'll get to the 41. Stanton County went for it on their own 26-yard line. You would think they would go for it 4th and 1 from their the 41. High formation, back in motion, give up the middle, and he's going to get across to the 44-yard line, and it will be a first down for the Trojans. Leading on the play for the Bronx was Jeremy Orpiza, but the running back able to get enough for the first down, 1st and 10 Trojans. And they haven't started the clock after the first down placement. The 1st and 10 Trojans from their 44-yard line. Wind blowing out of the south at about 25 miles an hour. Give up the right side to Harim Gonzalez. Going to get right to the 45-yard line.
Couple yards on the run. 2nd and 8 for the Trojans.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8. I apologize, I'm not really keeping the down and distance, but okay, getting a report that the camera's frozen. I can fix that real quick. Thanks for the heads up. Apologize for that, but we will fix that in. And now we should be going. Appreciate that. Thank you. Another one of those things, working this, just trying to get it going. So, oh, you know what? It seems like first day out, first game, it's like I've never done this before. And we're starting our 17th season. You think I would figure this out eventually. Brings up 3rd down and 8 at the Stanton County 45-yard line. We're going to bring in a special guest here during the first quarter. I did not get much of a pregame, so we're going to bring in a special guest from here at Stanton County. They've got a really special benefit going on with a tailgate feed and everything else tonight, and we're going to run off the right side. The carry by Gonzalez is good for a first down as the Trojans are now across the midfield of the Bronx 45-yard line. So Stanton County, after stalling on their first drive, got a little drive going now against the Bronx defense in Bronx territory. Trojans come to the line. One receiver split to the near side. Bronx going with 2 linebackers. Gonzalez in motion, and flags on the play, and that'll be illegal procedure called against Stanton County. And while we have the timeout, we're going to bring in our special guest and just had a chance to brief things going tonight. 5-yard penalty, I'll mark it back to the 50, but I want to bring in Travis Tobin. I know those of you at Lakin on Facebook and the Lakin USD. Is this an annual thing? Is this the first time Stanton County's done this, or is this something that you really want to get started, not necessarily in Stanton County, but in the area?
This is something we've been talking about with the Pantoja family, and we're trying to start a scholarship foundation in the name, loving memory of Matthew Pantoja, a little 6-year-old boy that lost his life about 2 years ago, and the family wants to leave a lasting legacy in his name. Me being from the area and a coach for years here in Stanton County, I decided that I would help him out and push this forward and kind of see where things went, if you will. So we've developed this foundation called the One Small Victory Foundation here, and we're going to start it in Stanton County. This is the first event. We've got some great sports memorabilia. Travis Kelce's kind of the hot item these days, so we've got a red signed jersey from Travis Kelce. We've got Darius Slay from the Darius Slay Jr. from the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl contestant. Obviously the Chiefs beat them, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Gerardo Robles on the carry around the left side. He's going to get maybe a yard, brought down by Maddox Beltran. Also in on the stop is Norian Cantu. 4th and 11 for the Trojans from the Bronx 47-yard line. And like I said earlier, if they're going to go for it on their 26, they're going to go for it from the Bronx 47. So go ahead, Travis, and tell a little bit more about what you've got to offer in the auction items.
Well, losing a child is devastating not only to the family, but a big part of a small community,
Oh, yes.
So in the face of such devastation and loss, it's good to hear that there's a legacy being created in the form of this Victory Foundation and Scholarship Fund. So we're trying to raise $10,000 and give two $2,000 scholarships away by 2025 and really start an impact for that family in that Matthew Pantoja's name. So that's really what we're trying to do here. While the loss of a young man is undoubtedly devastating and hard on everybody, they didn't want him to be forgotten.
No.
And, some families can go into a cave, if you will, in a dark spot when something like that happens, and this family's really embraced the light and wants to keep a legacy going for this young man. We want to reach out to all Southwest Kansas and hopefully we can bring scholarships to the area, not just Stanton County.
On that fourth down play, Stanton County attempted to reverse. The Bronx sniffed it out, and with a penalty on the play, the Bronx declined the penalty on Stanton County. So they're going to start out midfield with their second possession of the game. But we're with special guest Travis Tobin, who is really doing some special things here at Stanton County. Now, you talk about this young man, that the scholarship at Stanton County is in his name. You talk that you want to try to do this for communities throughout Southwest Kansas. Would it still have his name to it, or would it become something that the local communities would do something for a local, somebody from their local community?
Well, the way we're going to try to do that is the One Victory Foundation would give their two first scholarships away, again being that $2,000 if we can raise that $10,000, and then those two people have to come back to the community and do a fundraiser of their own to give back to the foundation. And we hope that outreach is when they go to college, it could be in their college town. Now we want to give that scholarship opportunity to Southwest Kansas, like I said, Lakin, Satana, Elkhart, Syracuse, Liberal, Holcomb, outreaching everywhere that we can, Satana, Sublette, wherever we can outreach, and because there's devastation, everywhere. It doesn't happen just here. It happens, unfortunately, to more than us.
Oh, yes. Now, the Small Victory Foundation that has been developed here, is this new, or has it been around for a few years?
It's very new. This is, like I said, this is our first event.
Okay.
And we're really starting to, we're working with a couple lawyers to get our 501c3 status. And we've already net positive down there. I just heard that the Travis Kelsey is going for 805 right now, so somebody needs to go down there and outbid that person. So, if we can raise 10 grand a night, we'll give a scholarship out this year, 2024.
Well, I'd probably go bid on it, but my wife's listening, so she probably wouldn't appreciate it if I went and spent $800.
Oh, I can take over for a minute if you want me to.
But you know what, though? What a great player to start out your silent auction, though, because, he's well known throughout the around the area, especially with the Kansas City Chiefs. But, the thing about it is it's great that he would donate such an item, because he's that type of guy that wants to give back, and he always wants to pay it forward.
Yeah, we've got a good relationship. I actually live in Denver. I'm from the community, though. I've coached here for quite a few years while I was living here in Stanton County. But I've got a relationship now with a couple sports memorabilia people. Clinton Warner is actually from Ulysses, and we worked together with recreation departments for years. He actually sells sports memorabilia items. We got a few items from him. And then I actually deliver for FedEx to the DenverAutographs.com. And they're the ones that hooked me up with the Travis Kelsey jersey. So they're a great shout out to them for doing that for me.
And great to bring out a Chiefs item from Broncos country, right?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I've got Ed McCaffrey signed mini helmet too.
Yes.
So if you're older like me, you know who Ed is, and you're probably watching him as his boy there on Sundays now.
Yes, very. I guarantee you that's part of that family tree that he's keeping that legacy going. A very tough player, and his dad was too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Third down run by Colter Oldham on the right side. He's going to get across the 40-yard line, good enough for another Bronx first down. 3:07 to go, and we'll work the kinks out best we can. But, hey, at least I'm on the air. That's a plus. So was the tailgate feed, was that part of the fun tonight as well, or is that just the silent auction items that were part of the Small Victory Foundation?
That's something Stanton County's been doing for years now, is the football bash, and we just kind of partnered with it. Like I said, I've been here long enough. I called in some favors that was very important, and the community's always been great in giving and receptive of things of this nature, so it was fairly easy to get my foot in the door.
And the sad thing about it, it's sad that it takes a tragedy to bring people together. It should be something that that thought, that generosity is there every day to help all sorts of people in need. It's just too bad at times that a tragedy has to happen to bring them together.
You're not wrong there. It's been a long road for that family, so we called it the One Small Victory Foundation because, getting up in the morning and tying your shoe might have been a victory for that family till today. Making your bed, doing a load of laundry. So we won't go into the details of what exactly happened, but a 6-year-old boy that loses his life, devastates. It takes a community to raise a child, and it was definitely that way. So we want to leave something positive in the darkness. A light, a vocational school. Maybe it's just a job, something as simple as that.
Well, we are a Lakin broadcast. Of course, I cover the Lakin Bronx, but if there was a viewer out there, and I know there's got to be some Stanton County fans, we hope, that are logging in on YouTube watching this broadcast as well. What can they do if they're not here or they're not in the community? What can they do to give?
We're taking small donations, and we're going to be reaching out to Southwest Kansas Recreations, and hopefully we get our foot in the door to get more exposure. And like we said, this is our first event, so hopefully we're going to talk to the right people, get the right criteria, get the scholarship into the schools, the people in the hands that really know what they're doing. I wouldn't necessarily say that's me, but we'll find the right people, we'll get it in the hands, and we'll try to market it the best we can. Social media is a great platform for that. We're trying to be on everything, Twitter or X now. Facebook, Instagram. I went live earlier and even messed that up, like I'm doing this radio broadcast every now and then.
You're probably the best thing that's happened to this broadcast so far tonight. But I'll tell you what, I want to thank you for coming up and making me aware of this. Of course, I read it before I got here, but this makes me understand it a lot better. And hopefully folks at home that read it on the school's website and Facebook page, they understand it as well. But I'll tell you what, you get this foundation going through Western Kansas, reach out to me.
Will do. And
I will do my best to help you promote what you're doing, because it's a great thing. And what we do, like I said, I'm Lakin, but I do this for the opposing fans to watch our games too. So if we could reach out to those as well, reach out to me. I'd be glad to help you out.
Do you give can I give a shout out to the rest of our sponsors here?
You sure can.
We've got a few that would I like to thank you. We've got an indoor putting green from birdieball.com. Again, we got most of the sports memorabilia from Denver Autographs, which is the Travis Kelce red signed jersey. pnbdecor.com gave us all the artwork, which we didn't talk about much, but we've got a lot of stuff, indoor wall decor. We've got stuff from Kilimanjaro, South Africa, pictures of the night sky, stars, Milky Way. We've got an alligator. We've got a different canvas prints, metal prints and stuff down here north of the concession stand. Again, from pnbdecor.com. And then again from Clinton Warner, that was currently or used to be from Ulysses, Kansas, and top shelf sports memorabilia is what he's doing now, as long as being a rec director in Kansas. So we'd like to give a shout out to all those people that helped us put this event on, and especially the Pantoja family in loving memory of Matthew Pantoja.
Well, I think it's a great thing what you're doing, Travis, and like I said, reach out if we could ever do something for you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, and good luck. Well, as we finish up our talk here, the Bronx scored as the quarter ended on an Arnold Salcedo run. Maddox Belcher ran in the two-point conversion, and at the end of the first quarter, Bronx lead at 16-0. Our first quarter has been brought to you by the agency, Main Street Lakin.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
Our second quarter is going to be brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Armando Salcido to kick it off. And correct, yeah, that was Armando Salcido with the kick, and it will be downed at the Stanton County 38-yard line. Will they take over 1st and 10 on their third possession? Their first two possessions been turnovers on downs, and the Bronx have cashed in on each one of them with a score.
First and 10, Trojans.
I apologize for having the froze camera. I kept looking and thought, okay, the picture's good. And then we go to live game action, then I kind of let the picture go. But we had a nice picture of the green grass, but I apologize for that. Fake up the middle, quarterback rolling out. Under pressure, throws it up, and it's going to be picked off by Armando Salcido at the Lakin Bronx 42-yard line.
Picked off by Salcido for the Bronx.
Alvin Solis, the quarterback, under pressure, and just threw one up. And the Bronx there for the turnover. So Armando Salcido, a good first quarter plus, 2 touchdown runs and now an interception. And the Bronx in business on their third possession in good field position. Hopefully here in a little bit the sun's going to, well, we're probably got another 45 minutes before we get the sun down. Colter Oldham off the right side, across midfield, across the 40, one player to beat, and he's going to get him from behind, across the 30, down to the 28-yard line, 27-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Bronx. As the clock rolls, 1:44 to go in our first half. Bronx lead at 16-0 if you're just joining us.
First and 10, Bronx at the Trojan 26-yard line.
Run up the middle. We've got a choppy signal, so we're going to try to fix it. But I'm on my phone hotspot because I couldn't get the our jetpack up and loaded tonight.
In the end zone for a Lakin touchdown.
The Bronx another touchdown. I missed who scored it. Bronx will go for 2, leading 22-0 here in our first half. Maddox brings it to the line. He's under center. Salcido in motion, and he'll take the handoff off the right side, and he's going to be wheeled down short. Short of the 2-point conversion. But with 10:45 remaining in our first half, the Bronx have extended their lead to 22-0. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. I tried to hook up the jetpack and to no avail. So I do apologize for the choppy signal. That's why I hate road games. Because at home we have a killer knockout Wi-Fi that can't beat it. Get out here and having to use the wireless capabilities, and even wireless capabilities aren't as strong as what they are in the Lake and Garden City areas. So Sometimes we'll keep trying. I apologize for the issues. Bronx getting set to kick once again. 100 degrees when we got here. It's been a toasty last week and a half or two here in southwest Kansas. And it looks like it's going to be warm for another week at least. Salcido, the squib kick on the ground. And Stanton County will down it immediately. And we'll have it 1st and 10 from their 26-yard line. I want to thank Zach Trueheart on our camera tonight. They had a penalty on the Bronx. I did not see a flag, and I did not. Okay, legal procedure on Lakin on the kick. So Stanton County will take the 5-yard penalty and make the Bronx re-kick it. Bronx are kicking into the wind, going from our right to our left in this second quarter.
Salcido sets up the kick for the Bronx.
So Armando Salcido set to kick from the Bronx 35 now. And he'll do the same thing. A squib kick taken at the 40-yard line. Across the 45 and will be tackled across the 50-yard line. On that return is one Alleman. And Stanton County will have it 1st and 10 just inside Bronx territory at their 49-yard line.
Ball returned by Oliver.
Alan Solis under center. Counter give to one Alleman on the left side. We're going to get a couple. Going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Give up the middle to the tailback. He's going to be stacked up at the Bronx 45. Gain of maybe 2 on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. The late handoff to Alleman off the near side. Going to get a gain down to the 40-yard line. Blair Jones in on the stop for the Bronx. It's going to be 4th and a long 1. Trojans try to go quick, and I tell you what, I think the Bronx might have been ready for that. I thought I heard somebody just yell short.
Right up the middle by number 10, Floyd.
Ian Floyd on the carry, but I think he might have gotten stopped. Stanton County just a little over a yard on 4th and 1. Went with the hurry up in the quick count, but the Bronx are able to stack up the line of scrimmage, so they're going to bring in the chains. And it is short. Bronx hold again, and will take over at their 39-yard line. So good job by the Bronx defense there. Stanton County going with the hurry up. But good discipline by the Bronx front line. So the Bronx on their 4th possession of the first half, starting at their 39-yard line. Give up the middle. Coulter Oldham off the right side. He's going to be stacked up by Sam Ehrlich. Gain of about 8 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 2.
Seven-yard run makes it 2nd and 2 for Lakin.
$8:15 to go in the first half. Bronx facing 2nd and 2 from their 47-yard line. Give up the middle. Oldham bounces off the initial hit, rolls across the 50 into Stanton County territory, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bronx at the Stanton County 47.
Oldham with the carry. It's good for a Lakin first down.
It was 100 degrees when we got here, and even with the sun still bearing down on us from the west, I'll tell you what, it's considerably cooler than it was when we got here a couple hours ago. Carry off the right side, Maddox Beltran kept it for himself. He's going to gain 3 across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. But it's going to be a nice evening once the sun gets down.
Second and 7, Lakin.
Second and 7, Bronx, clock running at 7:05. Salcido in motion. There's a flag on the play. Salcido still struggling and will be down at the 40-yard line, but a flag on the play, that's going to bring it back.
Number 1 is the ball carrier, Ryder for the Bronx.
Excuse me, that was Ross Ryder. I saw the number 1. I remembered Armando from last year, number 1, but that was Ross Ryder. A penalty on the Bronx will be a hold. And if I'm thinking right, a change in Kansas high school football this year, it's not a spot foul, it just comes from the line of scrimmage. Or is that going to take effect next year? I'm not sure, but I'm thinking there's a change in that rule. Okay, it wasn't a hold anyway. It was looks like a illegal block, maybe a block in the back. But I'm thinking that fouls are not going to be spot fouls like they used to be. Beltran with the pitch to Salcido around the across the 40, tripped up just across the 35. He'll get down to the 32-yard line, but he will have enough for the first down.
Ball carrier Salcido. Outside run is good for a Lakin first down. Brought down eventually by Guillen of the Trojans.
The 1st and 10 Bronx from the Trojan 33-yard line. Bronx from the gun. Inside pitch to Salcido. One guy to beat. He's across the 20. Despender misses, And another Bronx touchdown, a 33-yard run for Armando Salcido.
Runs it up for a touchdown to the Bronx.
Bronx defeated the Trojans 36-0 last year. And with this extra point attempt, they can make it 30 with still 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Salcido on the extra point attempt. Ball is down, and the kick is wide right.
The extra point attempt.
So with 5:54 to go in our first half, it's all Bronx as they lead it 28-0.
5:54 left to play at the half. The score is 28-0 Bronx.
And with that score, we're going to take a timeout. Our second quarter brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
5:54 to go in our first half, and it's been all Bronx. They've scored on all 4 of their possessions, and they lead it 28-0.
One Small Victory Foundation booth north of the concession stand. Whenever you have an opportunity there, you can bid on some really awesome items. All proceeds go to the One Small Victory
Once again, I want to thank Travis Tobin from One Small Victory Foundation. Came up and talked to us during the first quarter. A benefit that they're doing here. Got a lot of neat silent auction bid items. Travis Kelsey autographed jersey, and Ed McCaffrey, Denver Broncos autographed mini helmet. Darius Slade Jr. Autographed jersey from the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a putting mat that is really cool. Last bid I heard was $805 on the Travis Kelsey jersey. So if anybody's looking for a Christmas idea for me, it's right here. And no, it's not the McCaffrey helmet I want. It'd be that jersey. Kelsey's jersey. Salcido set to kick it off. Kicking into that stiff south wind. And it actually is going down just a little bit. It's still blowing pretty good, but it's gone down. Ross Ryder in on the stop, along with Timmy Johnson. On the return was Gerardo Robles.
Robles with the run back to the Trojan 30-yard line.
First and 10 Trojans just across their 30. We'll call it the 31-yard line. Apologize once again for some of the technical difficulties we're having. I just wish I didn't have to use this wireless card, or my phone is the hot spot. Being at home spoils me. The Wi-Fi at the press box at Lakin and even in the middle school gym, holy cow, can't beat it. But that's just part of it. You have to battle, and you got to deal with some of it. So we'll get through it. We always seem to. Gain of 4 on the play brings up second down and 6 as the Trojans come to the line. Give up the middle to one Alleman. Thomas Peters in on the stop for the Bronx. Blair Jones coming out of the pile as well. And Jayton Hash manning that nose tackle position. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Trojans. A short gain of 1 on the play. Sweep near side, Coulter Oldham meeting Gonzalez head up in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 2. Oldham with the initial hit, Norian Cantu in there to help as well.
Run by Gonzalez, stopped short of the line.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and 7, so a loss of 2 on that play for the Trojans. They've gone for it every time tonight, but looks like they're going to drop back and punt this time. They do have the wind at their back. Punt, a low line drive by Gerardo Robles, and it takes a Stanton County bounce, but on the return is Salcido. And now he'll reverse field. He's got blockers out in front of it. Oh, we're going to have a flag with a hold or a block. Salcido near side, and we've got 2 flags. We've also got a flag down on the Stanton County 35-yard line. So I think what's going to happen on the return, a Stanton County player is slow to get up, and I'm going to say it's probably one of those blind side blocks that you can't do that anymore. So let me find the white hat, and we'll try to sort this out. It will be Bronx football. We do know that. Now we're just going to have to find a place to spot the football.
Return was run by Salcido of Lakin.
Okay, it's a block in the back against the Bronx. And I didn't see what the indication was with the flag here at the Stanton County 35-yard line. It's kind of a no-brainer if you're going to take the penalty. I don't know why you would come and explain it.
Penalties declined.
Penalties. Okay, there was a hold on Lakin.
The first one declined, the second one is not.
The hold was declined, and they will take the illegal block in the back at the Bronx 42-yard line. Okay. So 2 flags on the Bronx.
Block in the back called on Lakin.
So it was a block in the back more than it was a blindside block, but that is one of the points of emphasis for the last few years in Kansas high school football, that they're avoiding those blindside blocks on a cutback, you know, similar to a return like that. You get a defenseless player with his head not turned. Now, if he's face up with you, he's free game. But until he turns his head, you cannot, you can't decleat him, I guess, so to speak. 1st and 10 Bronx. Maddox carries off the left side across the 35 out near the 40, just shy of the 40-yard line.
Good 8-yard run by Brando, the Bronx. 2nd and 3, Lakin.
Second down and 2 for the Bronx from their own 40. 2:46 to go in our first half. Salcido in motion. Give is to Oldham. Sidesteps the first defender. Now he's across midfield. Shakes the defender across the 40 down to the 30 where he'll be brought down. But a gain of 30 yards plus for Coulter Oldham down to the Stanton County 29-yard line. And 1st and 10 for the Bronx. I want to shout out the crew at Shorty's Cafe on Main Street, Lakin. Got us on the monitors tonight. getting ready for an in-house concert. Kyle Austin in concert at Shorty's 2 in the club tonight. But I want to shout out to the crew tonight. They've got us on the screen. Another one of the great sponsors that help support LakinSports.com. Maddox going to gain about 4 on the play.
One stop at the line by Ehrlich of the Trojans. 2nd and 5.
He's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 as the clock continues to run. 1:35. And by the time we start our second half, that sun will be down, and it's going to be a beautiful evening for football. Like I said, compared to when we got here, it's really not too bad here right now. It really isn't. Timeout Bronx on the 2nd down and 6. Had some activities going on at Lakin High School this week. Really the first full week of any activities, but on Tuesday night, a tough start for the Lady Bronx volleyball at home. They started off the quad by defeating Ulysses in straight sets, but then lost to Colby and then lost to Holcomb in 3 sets. So the Lady Bronx 1-2 in the early going of their 2023 season. Yesterday, cross country was at Goodland. The girls finished 5th. The boys finished in 3rd. Finishers for the girls, Emma Miller was 15th, Ivy Davis was 25th, Odelia Garcia 27th, Luna Vasquez 29th, Abby Holmes 30th, Shalele Kintner, and I didn't write down her place, but she also finished. For the boys, Austin Ritzma in 2nd place, Alex Luce in 3rd, Zael Bermudez 14th, Justin Leader 22nd place, Eric Munson finished 25th, Gabe Cox 27th, and Camden Burkamp finished 31st. Girls golf was at Hugoton last night. Congratulations to Allie Mead, 6th place medalist, and Maya Brown finished 20th. Not in the medal round, but that's her first top 20 finish. So congratulations to both of those ladies. Maya on a personal best finish, and Allie with the 6th place. 2nd and 5 for the Bronx. Give is to Ross Ryder off the left side, shakes the defender, and will score. Ross Ryder with the 25-yard run, and that'll extend the Bronx lead. Armando Salcido to attempt the point after. And the kick that time is good. 1:17 to go first quarter. Bronx lead at 35-0.
Extra point is good, kicked by Salcido of the Bronx.
So the Bronx, in just under 2 quarters of play, have matched their game total from a year ago against Stanton County. Once again, they defeated Stanton County in the opener last year 36-0. They lead 35-0. Excuse me, just before halftime. Some events going on next week. JV football will be hosting Leota, Wichita County, on Tuesday night. They were originally supposed to play Stanton County, but due to numbers, Stanton County backing out of that JV meeting. So the Bronx have picked up Wichita County, and they'll play them on Tuesday night at Lakin. Volleyball is back home Tuesday night, hosting Wichita County, Stanton County, and Syracuse in a High Plains League quadrangular. Girls golf is at Goodland. And Thursday next week, volleyball is at Dodge City. and girls golf is at Cimarron. So Lakin High School and the activities not taking any time to get things going. A full slate of events this week, and of course next week a full slate of events as well. Cross country not in action during the week next week, but they will be, I want to say Greeley County a week from tomorrow. Salcedo with the kick, a low line drive. Bobbled. Now picked up. Gerardo Robles with it. Brought down on the near side. Drew Patterson, one of them, in on the stop. Cooper Groth in on the near side as well. So 1st and 10, Trojans from their 34-yard line. 1:10 to go in the half. Bronx on top 35-0. Front line for the Bronx on the defense. Jayton Hash, Eli Bemis, Norian Cantu, and I can't get the other number. I believe that's Armando on a defensive end on the other side. Give is to one Alleman. He'll be brought down on the near side by Timmy Johnson.
7 yards and a run by Alleman.
Timeout Stanton County.
Timeout Stanton County.
Going to be a gain of 4, almost 5. We're going to call it 2nd down and 6. And one thing with the timeouts tonight, I know they've had one break to give the kids a break. Actually, 2 breaks. Give the kids water breaks tonight. You know, these breaks are going to be a little bit extended with the hot temperatures as we started. Like I said, right now it's really not bad. It's really pleasant. Wind, if it would go down a little bit as the sun goes down, that'd be even more perfect. Alleman around the left side across the 40. Out to the 42-yard line. Will be short of the 1st down. Stanton County will go in the hurry up. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. From the gun, Floyd in motion. Quarterback hit from behind. That was Javion Granado. A short gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down and 2. For Stanton County, clock at 20 seconds. Looks like they may be content to let it roll out. Play clock at 25. So looks like they may be content. They do run a play in, but it's 10 seconds. And Stanton County now will call timeout with 8 seconds to go. So they're going to draw one up in the dirt with 8 seconds to go. 4th and 2 from their 42-yard line. Once again, want to thank Zach Trueheart on our camera. I do apologize for some of the choppiness on our feed, but there again with the wireless, I wish I didn't have to be at the mercy of wireless signal, but at the half, we'll look at the first half action. 4th and 2 from the gun. Alleman rolling out near side, slips the tackle, and he's going to have enough for the first down. And the play clock stops at 1. And Stanton County takes their final timeout. I think that's it for them.
First down, Stanton County with 1 second left to play in the half. Let's make some noise, Trojans.
Be 1st and 10 for the Trojans at midfield. Trojans out of timeouts. 1st and 10 with 1 second to go. I'm really surprised the Bronx aren't dropping more defensive backs into the coverage. Back to throw is Ian Floyd as this buzzer sounds and picked off. With the pick is Drew Patterson, shakes the defender, and he races up the right side. He's got some help. Can he slip through the defender there? And he will be brought down from behind as the quarter ends. It's a good way to finish the quarter for the Bronx. Drew Patterson with the pick, and I'll tell you what, he was maybe one blocker away from taking that to the house. But a good first half for the Bronx. They score on every possession, and they lead it 35-0 at the half. So with that, we're going to go to the half as well. Our second quarter brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Our halftime sponsor tonight, the KCB Bank, Lakin, Garden City.
Rural communities are known for their unequaled support of their hometown sports teams. KCB Bank can help you take it to the next level. We now offer Hometown School Pride debit cards, and these cards feature your hometown team mascot so you can show your pride each time you buy something. The best part, they're made right here on site, so there's no waiting for one to come in the mail. Get in touch with us right now and let us help you show your hometown pride. KCB Bank, with 3 locations, Garden City, Lakin, and on the web under your favorite search engine. Member FDIC.
And a big thank you to KCB Bank for their continued support of Lakin Bronx Sports, YouTube, LakinSports.com. And if you get a chance, go down, show Bronx pride, and get your Lakin High School Bronx debit card from the KCB Bank. I haven't yet done it, but I will get there. We're at the half. The Bronx lead it by the score of 35-0. Bronx have scored on every possession. The only problem is I missed one of the scores. I didn't see who ran it in, but Armando Salcido, a big first half. He scored first on a 26-yard run with 10:25 to go in the first quarter. Coulter ran in the 2-point conversion, made it 8-0. Then Armando on another run as time expired of the first quarter. Maddox with the run, and it's 16-0. Then the first score in the second quarter, we're joined by J.C. Holloway, and he's thinking he might know who it was.
Yep, I'm pretty sure it was Coulter on that one.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far out he was, but it was a nice one. He run somebody over at the goal line.
You know, Coulter's not going to he's not going to run away from anybody. He's going to let you run over somebody.
He likes the contact.
Exactly. But no, I had some issues up here, and I was trying to get it fixed about the time he scored. But all that sun going down behind the trees, that is a godsend.
Nice.
Salcido with another run in the first quarter from 33 yards. His kick failed, and then Ross Ryder rounded out the scoring on a 25-yard run. Salcido's kick was good. And that's where we stand, 35-0. Bronx in front here at the half. Once again, I want to send a shout out to Shorty's Cafe. They are the sponsor of our halftime interview, and we're joined by Lakin High School Activities Director J.C. Holloway. And with school started, have you done anything yet? It's kind of slow getting it back into the groove a little bit, or what?
It's full throttle, and already had to do a little schedule adjustment for next Tuesday JV game. Supposed to be against Stanton County. They're just short on some players, so we picked up Wichita County. It's going to be a little combo, 8-man, 11-man game. Depends on who's on offense for that.
Well, the important thing right there, though, really is just a chance for kids to get an opportunity to play because, of course, I think some of the JV players are going to get to play the second half by 35, but those are the future. So you want them to get enough reps in their season for what they can do in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure they'll get some reps, like you said. I imagine that Coach Bamberger will just sprinkle them in a little bit because he still wants to get varsity guys in shape and keep them in shape.
Yeah.
And definitely with having the game on Tuesday. If we didn't have the game, it'd be a different story for JV on Tuesday. But they'll get a lot of action on Tuesday.
Yes, exactly. Well, I made the comment earlier that this sports season for the fall didn't really just ease in. A full slate of events this week for Lakin. Of course, volleyball Tuesday. You had cross-country golf yesterday, football tonight, and that's just the way it's going to be for the next 10 weeks. But some good starts by, the Lady Bronx volleyball got off to a little slow start on Tuesday, but cross-country and golf got off to good starts yesterday.
Yeah, both of those did a really good job. Cross-country, great showing by the boys. Finished third in a tough field up there at Goodland. Also a very challenging hilly course, so that was good. And then Allie and Maya at golf did a great job. And volleyball will get it going. We know they will. So.
And it's early, that shouldn't be an excuse, but as every year starts, maybe a different group of girls and players or whatever, they've just got to work together, mesh together. So yeah, I'm not worried about the Lady Bronx volleyball team at all. Just a disappointing start for them as well, but now they'll turn it around. But looking at girls golf, it's unfortunate there's only 2 girls out, but I credit those girls for going out and staying out. But Allie Mead and Maya Brown, hey, give them credit. And Allie with the medalist yesterday, Maya with her best career finish, didn't get a medal, but her best career finish.
Yeah, it'd be nice. We're trying to look at ways to recruit and encourage girls to go out for golf. See what happens in the future. Hopefully we can get some more.
Yeah, hopefully we will. I know last year a few tournaments they had enough to score a team score. I'm just not able to do that this year. But what's going on around the high school? Any big changes as far as what your job pertains to? What's going on this year? What can the fans expect at Lakin High School?
Put me on the spot there.
Are there new programs? Is there
activities athletics-wise? It's it's pretty much the same this year. On most of the sports, it's a second year of our cycle of games. So see what we can do going into the scheduling stuff for that, and try to figure out, finding different ways to put new people on our schedule. Maybe we're looking at that.
And that will happen in October when all the ADs head to Salina and all the football coaches, go up there and make that football schedule. But, I know in the past, a lot of times just going to Salina is a formality, maybe to fill one or two spots because, for one, Casey with their district alignments, they set 5 of the games. So you're looking to fill spots after that.
Well, okay, so now that you brought that up, yes, okay, so there is a change.
Okay.
2, 3, 4A, looking to somewhat regionalize sub-states.
Maybe go bracket
and
similar
bracket
to like 5,
yep,
6A?
A little bit similar to 5, 6A, and trying to make those changes in most of our sports.
And that will take effect next cycle, next rotation.
Well,
starting next year.
I think they're trying to do it now.
Are they really?
This year.
Okay.
I hope I'm not.
Our league, we've got some 11-man, we got some 8-man. So normally you can't play your regular rivalry with Elkhart or Sublette because they play 8-man. So I don't mean stuck playing Syracuse, Stanton County, but you're playing Stanton County, Syracuse because they are 11-man teams. So you're looking for 11-man games out here.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of I wouldn't say handicapped, but we are held to probably trying to make some things happen like that we don't really have control over. But I mean it's definitely something that myself and some other ADs have talked about is trying to see what we can do about opening that up, especially with our league. Yeah. Glad you brought that up.
So when they go and if they make these changes, do you get to vote, or is that something that you, the coaches, maybe Principal Schmidt get together, how a school wants to vote, or do they just basically say, hey, you make the big bucks, you make the choice?
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes both principal and AD because it is it's a school decision a lot of times, and that's the concern a little bit from some of the schools, and why it hasn't happened sooner is just the concern of travel and the cost of travel, and then also, it was officials, talking about officials too.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that I would be opposed to it. How about you? You think are you in favor of it, or just not enough time to think about it? I think it'd be a good concept, really.
I think it is. Especially who we end up playing. First round, it's a travel for us a lot of times anyway. So
yes,
there's going to be travel, and I've experienced it when we went to it in 6A. For the first year, and there was a lot of concerns.
Is it a possibility with basketball as well?
Yeah, definitely. It's the idea is football, volleyball, basketball, getting on the same page with all those.
Well, basically, bottom line, what it comes down to, it's Eastern Kansas folks are tired of the trip out here is always longer for them than it is for us to go back there.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how that highway gets shorter when you come west, but it just gets longer going east. But I'm sure that plays into a lot of it. But now we won't get into that. But I don't know. That'll make it interesting. I think it will be.
Hey, I know we're at a high school event, but I do need to tell you, as also junior high and middle school activities director, we got off to a good start yesterday in Syracuse. A team and B team on the girls volleyball side won, and then our football team won as well.
I did see that on the school site, and a good start for Jim Christensen and the football team last night, and Mandy Michaelis keeping up that winning style with the middle school volleyball team. But that's good.
Yeah, I had to say something with my kids playing. I might get in trouble.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, you got to take care of the kids. Exactly. But no, and the thing about it is, I like to see the middle school program succeeding and be strong because, hey, that's our high school future. And if they're not getting, if they're getting discouraged as a 7th grader and this isn't any fun, they lose interest, you lose them in the high school varsity levels. So it's good to get, of course, they always say, hey, winning's not everything. Bull. I like the old Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. No, I'm not that way. But winning makes it easier to go to practice. It makes it go to the weight room. When you're suffering through whatever season, it makes it awful hard to go put those pads or pick up that volleyball the next day. So, it's hard to do, but I really wish them luck, and I hope they are successful this year.
Well, putting together a good high school program or even great high school program requires all levels, high school, JV, C-team, freshman, junior high, and then, even the lower levels, the rec and stuff like that really come into play when you're trying to build a great high school program.
Just got an update from Goodland. Ray, Colorado up on Goodland 36-6. I don't know if that was an early start, if that is a final or not, but
wow.
So, yeah, I know Ray Colorado's good, and we're going to play Goodland in a couple weeks, but I really thought Goodland would be, and that's only week one, so I really thought they'd be a lot better this year. But Labor Day weekend, so nothing planned, so nothing till Tuesday, but kind of nice to go to school for about a week and a half, then you get a 4-day weekend or 3-day weekend, right?
Yeah, I don't think any of the kids were complaining.
Oh, they never will. They'd go for a 3-day week if they could do it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, shoot. Well, I know I sprung this on you quickly. I know I saw you across the way, and but I thought, I didn't want to sit up here and cram and try to find things to say, so I thought I'd send you a text. I was going to text Big Mike over there, but he sits there, he talks all day long, but I tell him I'm going to put a microphone on him, and he's not going to do it.
I didn't talk to Coach Bamberger before the game a whole bunch about what his expectations were, but things are looking pretty good. I think we're doing a really good job. Offensive line probably maybe doing a little bit better than what we expected.
Well, and that was one thing that we talked about in our pregame was a new line. You've got all your skills players back. The only line returner was Eli. The things happen.
Yep, that's true.
I'll see if I can start my clock. I can't go in and just set it at a 3. I got to start it at a 12 and then go down. Then I got to run it back down. Not a bad program, but
down by the One Small Victory Foundation booth. It is currently at $1,000.
Keeps you busy up here.
You got to get back out there real bad.
They say Travis Kelce jersey at $1,000 right now.
You better get it.
If you're looking for a Christmas gift for me, I sent that out on the air too, and I haven't had any replies, so I don't think it's going to happen. Well, the teams are back on the field. 2 minutes to go on the reset on the clock, and we're going to get set for our second half. Bronx leading 35-0. We're going to take a timeout. Our halftime sponsor was the KCB Bank of Lakin and Garden City.
Rural communities are known for their unequaled support of their hometown sports teams. KCB Bank can help you take it to the next level. We now offer Hometown School Pride debit cards, and these cards feature your hometown team mascot so you can show your pride each time you buy something. The best part, they're made right here on site, so there's no waiting for one to come in the mail. Get in touch with us right now and let us help you show your hometown pride. KCB Bank with 3 locations, Garden City, Lakin, and on the web under your favorite search engine. Member FDIC.
Another one of our sponsors during our halftime is the Lakin Rec Commission.
The Lakin Recreation Commission has a full fitness room with 5 treadmills, tread climber, rowing machine, 3 elliptical fitness cross trainers, 2 stationary bikes, and strength training fitness equipment. You'll find just what you need for your own quality workout. The fitness room is open for the public's use free of charge during business hours. For use after business hours, Lakin Rec also has a keyless entry system available. The Lakin Rec Commission, always involved with the youth of Lakin, 702 North Campbell, Lakin, 355-7039. The benefits are endless.
Our third quarter brought to you by the good folks of Lakin Drug. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. We're set to start our second half. The Bronx on top of the Trojans, 35-0. Brett Hendricks with you. I thank you for joining us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, lakinsports.com. I know we've had some little bit of streaming issues, and I've done all the adjustments I can make. I apologize for those. I am sorry. And when you're on a wireless system, just sometimes it works, sometimes it's not so good. So we'll keep working at it. We're always a work in progress. Bronx will get the opening kick to start this second half. Bronx will be going into the wind. Wind still blowing, I'd say still about 20 miles an hour. But definitely a lot nicer than it was. It's real funny though, we've been getting 95 to 100 degree weather, but the mornings have been beautiful. Even some of the evenings we've had have been beautiful. So, but yeah, looks like my phone says we're down to 90. Pretty bad when 90 feels pretty good right now. But all it takes is just get rid of the sunlight beating down on you. Back to return for the Bronx. Ross Ryder and Armando Salcido, the two deep backs. Yep, backs, Alex Robles and Javion Granado. Bronx going from our right to our left in this second half. Onside kick. Recovered by Shaky. And it's Bronx football, 1st and 10 from the Bronx 42-yard line. Adric with the, really with the smart play. Just grab it, fall on it. For one, you're going to be in traffic because that ball was up in the air. Defenders are coming, so not a bad play. 1st and 10 Bronx. Bronx scored on all 5 possessions in the first half. Let's see what they do coming out here in the second half. Javion Granado, the wide out to this side. Maddox under center, the pitch. Salcido around the right side. He's got one guy to beat on the edge. And he cuts inside, and he will score. So just like he started out the game, Armando Salcido with the run to start the second half from the Bronx 42-yard line, a 58-yard touchdown run. Bronx line up for the extra point attempt. Armando Salcido on to try. Drew Patterson with the hold. Good snap, good placement. Kick is good, but it drifts right.
Extra point by Salcido is no good.
So the kick no good. With 11:48 to go in our third quarter, Bronx score quickly. And they now lead at 41-0 with 11:48 remaining in our quarter. I want to thank J.C. Holloway, Lakin High School Activities Director, joining us at halftime. Third quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. I want to thank all the great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. Starting our 17th year of broadcasting Lakin High School sports. Thank you. Now we have the medals for the player of the game. Player of the game sponsor, D-Bach Medals. The face mask with the 23 in the middle of them. Hey, they got a light off their press box shining right over where I'm at. I won't have to use my my famous hat clip-on light that JD likes to make fun of. And Mike Hellberg, and you name it. Everybody likes to make fun of it. But hey, it works. Picked up on the near side and across the 45 was Sam Ehrlich. Trojans will have it 1st and 10 from their 36-yard line.
10 to 15-yard run back by Ehrlich, the Trojans. 1st and 10 Trojans at their own 36-yard line.
Solis, quarterback, under center. No, that is Ian Floyd now under center. Handoff is to one Alleman off the left side, brought down by Oldham. Ross Ryder, Armando Salcido in on the stop as well.
5 yards on run by Allman.
Gain of about 4 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 5 or 6.
Receiver split to the left side, slot left in motion. Misdirection, handoff to Guillen. Stacked up, they blow the play dead. After a short gain of 1, going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Third and 4, Trojans.
Yeah, it looks like closer to 3rd and 4, so gain of 2 on that play. Trojans come out, receiver split to the left side. Slot in motion once again, give up the middle to Alleman, and he is stood up by Ross Ryder. May fall forward maybe for a yard, which will bring up 4th down and 3. Receiver split near side, 4th and 3. Pitch left side. Granado almost got the tackle for a loss, but the Bronx will hold on downs. The pitch was to Giovanni Guillen. And the Bronx will take over 1st and 10.
Guillen stopped short of the 1st down.
On the Stanton County
1st and 10 Bronx.
43-yard line. Stanton County, that was their 6th possession of the contest. They've turned it over on downs 5 of those 6 possessions. Did punt once in that 2nd quarter. So the Bronx come to the line, tight formation. Salcido and Ryder, your slot backs. Oldham, the fullback. Runner in motion, Oldham up the middle, looking for a hole, now springs it across the 35. He'll be brought down just short of the 1st down at the 2nd down and short.
About 9 yards on a run.
Call it 2nd and 1. Once again, I want to thank Zach Trueheart on the camera tonight. Appreciate his work. Give is to Oldham. Cuts it back up the middle. It's going to be across the 30 down to the Stanton County 26-yard line.
Run up the middle by Oldham is good for a Lakin first down. First and 10 Bronx at the 21-yard line. 26-yard line.
First and 10 from the Stanton County 26-yard line. Granado this wide out to the near side. Beltran under center. Salcido in motion, give up the middle. Blair Jones. And he almost scores. He spun down at the 1-yard line, but a good burst of speed up the middle by Blair Jones. Jones, a junior.
Run up the middle, short of the goal line by Jones.
The first and goal Bronx now from the Stanton County 1-yard line. 7:50 on the clock. Bronx lead at 41-0, looking to add to that total here. Bobble on the snap. Drew Patterson picks it up and will still score around the right side. So Drew Patterson on the 1-yard run, and as I run our clock down to 7:32.
It is a Bronx touchdown.
So the Bronx with the touchdown. And they line up for the extra point. Patterson to hold, Salcido to attempt the extra point. High kick, and it's good.
Kick by Salcido is good for the extra point.
And with that, 7:32 to go in the third quarter, the Bronx now lead it by the score of 48-0. And from here on out, I believe it'll be a running clock in this second half with the Bronx up 48 points. I think when they kick off to Stanton County, the clock will run for the duration. Third quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. Got a couple updates of some one area score. I don't know that you call Goodland in the area, but Goodland was trailing Ray, Colorado 36-6 at halftime. And a halftime score at Holcomb, it's the Longhorns over Liberal 7-0. So a good contest there at Holcomb between the Longhorns and the Redskins. Here, it's 48-0 in favor of the Bronx. Salcido set to kick into that south wind. Strong boot into the wind down to the 10-yard line where it's fielded. In on the stop was Cooper Groth for the Bronx. Return was by Sam Ehrlich out to the Stanton County 31-yard line.
First and 10 Trojans at their own 31-yard line.
Clock is stopped, but I believe it should be running. I'm going to run it up. I thought it should be running clock, but maybe I am wrong. Maybe it's just the fourth quarter, but coaches can agree, I guess, in the third quarter maybe. I'm not sure. Floyd, the handoff, misdirection this way. The give is to Arim Gonzalez. Going to pick up maybe 3 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7, Trojans.
Giovanni Guillen, the wide out to the near side. Gerardo Robles to the far side. Stanton County in the gun. Run near side. Drew Patterson on the stop for the Bronx in open field. Ball carrier was Juan Alleman. Maybe a short gain. Going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Short gain on the run, 3rd and 6, Trojans.
Bronx with a lot of newer numbers in here in this second half. A lot of players are going to play in this second half. Carry on the left side. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Coming out of the pile was Javion Granado. On the carry was Juan Alleman.
4th and 6 for the Trojans.
So no gain on the play. 4th and 6 for the Trojans from their 36-yard line. Clock running at just over 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. I think there's only been one pass attempted so far tonight, and that was late in the second. That ended the first half. Drew Patterson intercepted it. I think that's the only pass attempted tonight. Bronx, of course, up 48-0, will not have to attempt any passes.
The cheer sponsors for the Trojans are
Timeout, Stanton County. That's their first of the half. They have 2 remaining. 5:16 to go. Our 3rd quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. Another sponsor we didn't get a chance to hear from. Yeah, we did. Yeah, Lakin Recreation. We got that one played. Didn't get as much played in a pregame because I guess I was kind of in preseason mode. I couldn't get anything to work for a while, but it's going now. Maybe not perfect, but it's going. So next week, it's going to be good. Wind still blowing out of the south, probably about 20. But really nice night for football now once that sun went down. Be 4th and 6 for the Trojans. And they will go for it. From the gun. Option to the near side. Bronx string it out. Shaky with the hit along the near side. Thomas Peters in pursuit along with Javion Granado.
7 or 8 yards on the run by Gonzalez.
Will be short of the first down. The Bronx will take over 1st and 10 from the Stanton County 38-yard line.
Correction, about 4 yards on the run by Gonzalez.
There's a 4-yard pickup on 4th and 6.
First and 10, Lakin.
Drew Patterson in at quarterback for the Bronx. Bronx starters on the bench. They've seen all the action they're going to get tonight. Equipment timeout. Robles in motion. Snap was bobbled. Patterson picks it up. He will lose 3.
Fumble in the snap brought down the backfield by Callejas for the Trojans.
Loss of 3 brings up 2nd down and 13. Patterson brings them to the line. 2 receivers split to the right side. Robles in motion. Pitch to Robles around the right side. Cuts it up across the 30, across the 25, down to the 22-yard line. It'll be enough for a Bronx first down. They're going to spot it at the 22. And the clock will roll. 4:17 to go in the third. Been all Bronx from the first play of the game. A 26-yard run by Armando Salcido. He also scored on the opening play of the second half, too. Bronx with a tight formation, 1st and 10. Bobble again on the snap. Patterson picks it up. No gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 10. Bronx are at the Stanton County 22-yard line. Lucas McCombs in the Bronx backfield now.
2nd and 10, Bronx.
And a flag on the play. Can be a false start on the Bronx. That'll back them up 5. That'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
False start Lakin. Second and 15.
Been a clean game as far as penalties goes. Very few penalties. I think Bronx actually have had the majority of them, and it's only been 4 or 5. So for a first game, not a sloppy game by any means, by turnovers, a lot of penalties. Give up the middle. Tanner Tarpley will score. Tanner Tarpley with the 27-yard touchdown run.
Tarpley runs it in for the Bronx. Touchdown Lakin.
Extra point attempt again by Salcido. Drew Patterson to hold. High snap. And the pass to Ross Ryder is good for the 2-point conversion.
From Patterson to Bertrand is good for 2 points for Lakin on the conversion.
And the 2-point conversion makes it 56-0. Bronx with 2:39 to go in our third quarter. Bronx will be back home next week, hosting Syracuse. Pregame 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Next week's bike night, so the stadium will be rumbling. In the pregame of next week's High Plains League matchup with the Syracuse Bulldogs. Once again, the kickoff 7 o'clock, pregame 6:30 right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We're also back on the air Tuesday night with Lakin Lady Bronx Volleyball back on the home court, hosting Wichita County, Stanton County, and Syracuse. Lady Bronx looking to bounce back from their 1-2 start this past Tuesday.
By the snack bar. Last chance, last 2 minutes to go.
Salcido to kick. Low line drive. Picked up at the 25-yard line. Drew Patterson on the stop.
10-yard return by Ehrlich for the Trojans.
Ehrlich on the return for Stanton County.
First and 10 Trojans at the 35-yard line.
2:32 to go. First and 10 at the Stanton County 35. Bronx have scored on every possession. Third, Holcomb on top of Liberal 14-8. Good game going on at Holcomb tonight.
If you're hungry or thirsty, now's the time to get something. We're closing the concession stand in about 10 minutes. So if you are hungry or thirsty, please visit the concession stand now.
Ian Floyd with the snap, rolls right side. Nice open field tackle by Alex Robles. Maybe a short gain. Can be a
Gain on the run by Floyd. 3rd and 8 Trojans.
3rd and 8 for the Trojans from their 37-yard line. 1:20 to go in the third. At the conclusion of our game tonight, of course, we'll talk to Coach Bamberger. We will have our D-Bach medals, player of the game. Carry off the left side by Juan Alama. Takes it out to midfield, and it's good for a Stanton County first down. I'll run our clock down, 45 seconds to go. Another give up the middle. Alleman with the carry again. Going to be just short of the 40-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 1 for the Trojans.
2nd and 1 Trojans.
Into Bronx territory. 20 seconds to go. Stanton County just now getting the play in. They're going to have to hustle to get this play going with the wind at their back in this third quarter. 12 seconds, 10 seconds to go. They should get it off. Receiver split to the right side. Ian Floyd with the give up the middle to Alleman. He springs it off the right side across the 10 and will be brought down at the 1-yard line as time expires in this third quarter.
That is good for Stanton County, first down.
Salcido in on the stop. Adric over there. I think Salcido saved the touchdown. But it'll be 1st and goal for the Trojans when we come back and our fourth quarter. Our third quarter has been brought to you by Lakin Drug, East Highway 50 in Lakin.
Entry timeout on the field.
At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. Our Our fourth quarter brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
56-0, the Bronx lead the Trojans after 3 quarters of play. Stanton County will have it first and goal from the Bronx 1 as we start our fourth and final quarter. Alleman up the middle. And will score the touchdown.
Touchdown scored by Alleman for the Trojans.
Trojans will go for 2. 1:57 on the clock, and I would think it ought to be running. You know, it might not have been a running clock in the third quarter, but it sure should be here in the fourth. So we'll see how that works. Ian Floyd brings them to the line. I formation. Arim Gonzalez met in the backfield. And the point try is no good. In on the stop for the Bronx was Dane White. So with 11:57 remaining, I need to update our score because it is 58, 6-6. I want to thank all the great sponsors that have been with us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. Starting our 17th year of bringing you Lakin High School sports. Once again, Bronx at home next week. Home opener against the Syracuse Bulldogs. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. The pregame rumble just as the Bronx take the field, it's bike night, Harley night at the stadium. So Stanton County set to kick it off. 11:57 remaining in the game. I wish it was 1:57. Sean Hines to kick it off. A high pooch kick. Ball is loose. Stanton County will recover it, but I think it's going to be an offsides on Stanton County. That there was a flag as Hines approached the ball, so I'm thinking it's offside Stanton County, but we will wait and see. Whitehead still clear back in the Bronx backfield. It is against Stanton County. It will be a re-kick. Illegal procedure, Stanton County, so they will back it up 5 and kick from the Stanton County 35. Wind still whipping from the south-southeast here at Stanton County, about 20, now maybe picking up a little bit. Flags are standing out a little more straight now. Still a nice night for football now that the sun's gone down. Liberal has taken the lead over Holcomb now with 1:40 to go in the third. Ball didn't go 10 yards. I don't know if they were yelling at the player to stay away from it or what. I mean, of course, if they recovered, it doesn't count because the ball didn't go 10 yards on the onside attempt. But Bronx, Cooper Groff downing it right there.
42-yard line. We're going to be announcing some winners here for the drawing for the One Small Victory
So the clock
Foundation.
will run now. The official winds the clock, so it will be a running clock for the duration. So I think a third quarter running clock just has to be agreed upon on the coaches. Fourth quarter running clock is in the rules. Legal procedure on the Bronx. We'll back him up 5.
False start. If I call your name out.
And they stop the clock, but you don't stop it there either. So I'll run it back up and we'll start over again. Here we go.
Isaac Pintoja. Josh Kendrick.
First and 15 for the Bronx at the Stanton County 47-yard line. Bronx have scored on every possession tonight. Fake up the middle, pitch near side. In on the stop was Sam Ehrlich. On the carry for the Bronx was Alex Robles. Going to be a loss of about 4.
Alma Winger. Josh Kendrick.
Loss of 3, so it's going to bring up second down and 18 for Lakin. Clock is running. Give up the middle. Javian Granado slips through the first tackler. Gets across midfield. They'll give him forward progress to the Stanton County 41-yard line. So just inside the original line of scrimmage, that'll bring up third down and 9. And we've got a player down for Stanton County as time is called on the field.
Injury timeout in the field.
The gain makes it 3rd and 9 with the injury timeout. Looks like a cramp. And you know what? Maybe the second one we've had tonight. Usually, first game or two is hot. Now it's cooling down here in the evening. You see a lot of cramping, but I think both sides have done a good job of hydrating. Like I said, only a couple cramps tonight, so not bad. Usually see a ton of them in the first game.
Your name called
15-14, Liberal on top of Holcomb at the end of the third quarter.
Foundation booth to claim your prize.
Ball is on the ground. And our second turnover of the night. Bronx with an interception in the first half. There's a fumble.
Recovered by 21 Hines of the Trojans.
So 1st and 10, Stanton County from their own 43-yard line as the official winds the clock. Give is to Sam Ehrlich. No gain on the play. Jayton Hash, Bodie Bachman in on the stop. Thomas Peters also in on the pile. No gain, second down and 10.
small gain until he makes it 2nd and 10.
The down box actually moved back a little bit, but we'll leave it at 2nd and 10. Gonzalez around the right side cuts it back in. He's brought down by Blair Jones.
Gonzalez for the Trojans.
Gain of about 9. Going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Stanton County to the line quickly. And they'll pick up the 1st down.
2 yards on a run by Floyd. That is good for a Trojan 1st down.
Running clock here in the 4th, 8:30 remaining in our game. It's been all Bronx. They lead at 56-6. They're going to win their 7th straight season opener. Gerardo Robles on the carry.
4 yards on a run by Guillen.
And that was Guillen on the carry. I think it was actually Robles. I saw just a single. No, it was Guillen, because here comes Robles off the sideline, from the sideline here. The 2nd down and 6. Lone receiver split near side. Gonzalez in motion. Counter back this way. With it is Giovanni Guillen. And you'll get to the Lakin 35-yard line. And 2. And Stanton County quick up to the line once again. It'll be a 1st down. Stanton County's got a player limping a little bit. Yeah, he looks like he's okay. He shook it off in a hurry. The wind is picking up here. It had dropped some, just before halftime and during the 3rd quarter, but it seems to be picking up a little bit more here. Of course, I'm sure you can hear it on the microphone. Ian Floyd, the quarterback under center, gives it off to Juan Alleman. He'll pick up a couple, brings up 2nd down and 8. In on the stop, Dane White. And Thomas Peters as well. Bronx will win their 7th straight opener. And they'll win their 8th straight against Stanton County in the series. Improved their all-time record to 42-30. Lucas McCombs on the stop of Giovanni Guillen in the backfield.
Guillen stopped short of the line.
Going to send it back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. Play clock down to 4. They do just get it off. Floyd with the fake, looking to throw, and it will fall incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Trojans from the Bronx 33-yard line.
Pass intended for Martinez is no good. 4th and 10, Trojans.
Clock continues to run at 4:45 remaining in our ball game. 4th and 10 for the Trojans from the gun. Juan Alleman will keep it around the right side. And he springs through the defenders and is brought down by Armando Salcido inside the Bronx 10 down to the 6. And it's going to be first and goal for the Trojans with got a timeout on the field. You got flags on the side of the bleachers. I just can't see past them to see what the action or see what the whistle was for, but the clock is running. I'll run it down. Give up the middle to Gonzalez.
Gonzalez gets back to the line.
Going to be second and goal from the Bronx 7-yard line. 3:25 remaining in the contest.
Second and goal, Trojans.
Floyd sprints him to the line. Floyd under center. Give up the middle to one Alleman. Maybe a short gain on the play.
Short gain by Alleman, third and goal.
Cooper Groth in on the stop. And goal from the Bronx 6-yard line. Clock running at 2:30. Play fake. A halfback pass for Stanton County. Arim Gonzalez with the 6-yard pass to one Alleman. And they've got the clock stopped at 2 minutes for the extra point attempt. So I'll run our clock back up, but Stanton County with the touchdown. Oh, you're good. Timeout, a player with a cramp. So timeout on the field. There again, like I said, I can't see around these flags waving where I'm sitting in the bleachers here, but trying to look at my video and the clock will roll. Stanton County to go for two. Floyd under center, fakes, will roll to the right. He'll cut it in and score the extra point. 2-point conversion is good. Clock stops at 1:38. And the score, Lakin 56, Stanton County 14. And the scoreboard has 56. Earlier they had 58, so I'll put it back to 56. I thought it was 56 earlier, then they put 2 extra on.
Conversion was run in by Floyd on the quarterback keeper.
The score on the scoreboard is 56-14. Bronx waiting for the upcoming kickoff. Once again, I want to thank Zach Trueheart on our camera tonight. Sorry we've had some issues. But we will work on it. It'll be better next week, I promise. We'll have a lot better Wi-Fi for sure. Tonight we were at the mercy of my phone being my hotspot. So onside kick goes out of bounds. Bronx have the option to take it right there, and they will. 1st and 10 from the Stanton County, the Lakin 47-yard line. Once again, at the conclusion of our game, we'll pick the player of the game. We'll talk to Coach Bamberger. Then I get to wrap all this stuff up and head back to the house. Bronx lining up in victory formation. And I'll tell you what, that's not good there. Stanton County nose guard just dove in and knocked the quarterback down. You know what? Player's giving himself up. I don't know that I buy that.
2nd and 10, Bronx.
Loss of 1 brings up 2nd down. Second down and 10. Clock running at 40 seconds. And that time the defense just held off, and that should be the last play. 30 seconds to go, 34 on the play clock, and that's going to do it. Bronx are going to win it by the score of 56-14. They win their 7th straight season opener and their 8th of 9 under head coach Chris Bamberger. And the Bronx now push their winning streak over Stanton County to 8 in a row. And that's it. Final score, Bronx 57, Stanton County 14. Our 4th quarter has been brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Sorry about the dead air. Visiting with a friend that came up to talk real quick. And yes, I do have a friend or two. Welcome back. Bronx do win it by the score of 56-14. Once again, want to thank Zach Trueheart on our camera tonight. And we are final. Bronx 1-0 on the season. Stanton County falls to 0-1, and they will battle Southwestern Heights next week. Bronx, of course, like I've mentioned, will have Syracuse next week. Post game brought to you by Hendricks Welding. We're back after this.
Oh, this stupid When it's time to do that welding, don't do it yourself and make a mess out of it. Call Hendricks Professional Welding Service in Lakin. On the farm, on the ranch, or at your place, or at Hendricks Welding 3 miles west of Lakin. Welding done right the professional way. Call Brad Hendricks of Hendricks Welding at 355-6734. That's Hendricks Welding. Don't do it yourself and make a mess. Just call old Brad.
Once again, I want to thank all of our great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible in our 17th season of bringing you High Plains, well, that too, Lakin Bronx Athletics. Bronx all over Stanton County, 56-14. Bronx scored first. They scored early, never looked back. First play of the game, a 26-yard run by Armando Salcido. Salcido with 4 touchdown runs tonight. Ross Ryder added 1, Coulter added 1, Tanner Tarpley added 1. Drew Patterson, a 1-yard touchdown run as well. So the Bronx spreading it out a little bit. JV got some action tonight. There'll be an action Tuesday against Wichita County at Lakin. So come out and watch the JV Lady Bronx volleyball team in action Tuesday at home against Syracuse, Stanton County, and Wichita County. We'll have those matches for you right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. And now we're just waiting for the post-game huddle to end, and this is becoming the not fun part of this. For one, I'm here by myself. I've got to get on the press box, take the camera down, string all, and roll up all the wires, all that stuff. At home, I do the same thing, but it's a little bit more compact. I don't have to crawl up on top of a press box or anything like that stuff. So, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit of, we got done earlier, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit extended for me. Hopefully they don't turn the lights out on me, but I'll take care of this press box stuff first, and these computers and all that, it'll take care of itself. Player of the game. A lot of players did a lot of good things tonight, but I think when you score 4 touchdowns, that goes to Armando Salcido. So he'll be our DBOC Medals player of the game for game 1. I don't have any game stats. I don't keep them. It's hard enough for me just to talk and try to keep track of this computer. So a lot of times it's just hard for me to talk and do something different. So statistic-wise, a very good night for the Bronx offense. They scored on every possession except the final one and the possession they had a fumble. But very good night for the Bronx here tonight. Look to move their record to 2-0 next week when Syracuse comes to town. And players still on the field. We'll get a chance to get Coach Bamberger up here to talk to us. And we'll put this game to bed and we'll get ready for another week next week. Hope everybody has a safe Labor Day weekend. Stay safe. Stay cool as much as you can. I know temperature's going to be in the hundreds tomorrow. So everybody stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated. 52-14 final at Goodland. Ray, Colorado over Goodland 52-14. Bronx will be traveling to Goodland in 2 weeks. Holcomb with a late lead over Liberal as time was becoming of the essence in the late in the fourth quarter. So still waiting on Coach Bamberger to come up and visit with us. Like I said, our D-Bach Medals player of the game will be Armando Salcido tonight. I want to thank D-Bach Medals for these nice medals. Comes with a chain. He packages them up separately. So very nice, very nice. And almost looks like Coach is walking to the other sideline, so may not get a chance to talk to him. I don't know. We'll see. But you know what? I've always told coaches in the past, you know, hey, I want to talk to him after the game. And, you know, some people like to hear coaches' interviews. I know I always like to hear coaches' interviews. But, you know, time with the players and time with his family, I think, is that means more than a lot of times coming up to talk to me. So, yeah, it looks like Coach is making his way across the field, so we will get a chance to talk to him. And, you know, like I said, we'll wrap things up. Want to get it all wrapped up here before they decide to turn all the lights off on us. So, if my camera could have been set up right next to me, it would be real easy. You know, roll up a 10-foot cord. The extension cord would have been on my table. Now I've got to roll up a 50-footer and roll up a 75-foot video cable, all sorts of stuff. So if you think I'm wanting you to feel sorry for me, yeah, I am. Just part of the business. Just part of what we do. I don't have an ESPN truck sitting out back behind that they're going to come in and tear it down for me. So, oh well. It's a Friday night. I don't have a whole lot going on tomorrow. Do have a wedding to attend, but that's later in the evening. So, like I said, until I get that ESPN truck that's here to roll up for me, it's all on me. So, we're now joined by Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger. Coach, congratulations. A big win and the 7th straight season opener for you. A big win over Stanton County tonight.
I think I'm off the subject here, but I think you always say never to run to an interview, and I'm out of breath. I need to get more conditioning.
That's one thing they always told me. Never run to an interview. And I used to drive ambulance, and they said never run to the scene either, because they don't need you out of breath when you get there. So
if you hear me wheezing, it's because I ran and I'm out of shape. But no, I was pleased. You know, it's a win. There's a lot to work on, obviously, week one, but the good thing about it is we got a lot of tape, and you always hope for a lot of growth between week one and week two and week 3. I feel like sometimes those are the more fun weeks because now we have game tape to go back and watch, and we have a very defined set of things that we need to work on and improve and fix, and the kids can see them, you know, on tape. And so that's what I challenged the kids to do in the huddle after the game was, you know, bring that mentality to practice now.
And that's one thing about it. You get a lot of practice tape, but practice is not game speed. You can think you're going as hard as you are in practice, but it's not game speed. You're not hitting at that same speed and velocity. So, yes, like you said, you've got a lot of film now to watch as the Bronx get ready to get to return home next week. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, it's always kind of wild the first road trip, especially if it's week one. Road trip, because there's just so many things that going into getting there, and it's always a little bit comforting to go back home and get to do that at home, and hopefully we have a good week of prep and we're ready to go.
I have no doubt that you'll have a good week of prep, but second year in a row, Bronx, lightning in a bottle. First play from scrimmage, Armando scores it. He did it last year from 57, I think it was, 55. He took it to the house right off the bat and did it again, start the second half. So
and believe it or not, it was the same exact play too. So we called the same play.
But I think it was it near side? Was it right side or was it left?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Last year it was right side. So
yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but hey, still the same play, just went another direction, but able to. And it's always important to jump out into to a quick lead. It always is, and then the Bronx just cruised from there. But a lot of good things. Armando's going to run fast. Coulter's going to run hard up the middle. Ross Ryder's going to run fast. Drew Patterson had some moments tonight. He looked good, and he got a chance as a backup quarterback. He got some minutes as well. But one thing that I was impressed with was the speed of this football team tonight, even with some of the reserves that came in. Blair Jones, good speed. Lucas McCombs, good speed. Ooh, that's not good. He tripped coming off there. Yeah. You know what? You can buy speakers. Good for him that he's up. That could have been bad. But what I like is this team speed right now.
Well, that's something that I hope that we can continue to build on. I feel like we have a lot of guys that do run pretty well. I feel like the heat was getting to us a little bit early, and then there was a point where we got kind of tired and we did slow down, and I felt like we probably weren't playing to our full team speed. But we do have some guys that have invested some time in that, and that's something that I hope that we will continue to build on as the season goes.
Defensively, one thing that I saw, we talked in our pregame about replacing linemen. Defensively, front line, first team was really good. The offensive line, I thought, did a really good job as well. Of course, there's some things that I know you'll want to improve on and build on, but for first time out and a lot of new linemen, I thought they looked really good tonight.
I was pleased just watching from the sideline. It's tough to see everything. Obviously, had a real wise coach say one time, you're never as good as you thought you were, and you're usually never as bad as you thought we were. So, when we go to tape, we're going to get the real story. And I think the biggest thing up front that we were trying to stress was finishing plays. Our initial contact off the snap wasn't too bad, but we really have to improve sticking on our blocks and continuing to finish blocks through the end of the entire play.
And that's the thing about the kids. You do a lot, but you want the kids, you want to coach them play to the whistle. And you see a lot of good teams that sometimes you think, oh, they're dirty, they play physical. No. We played teams out of Texas before. They play to the whistle.
Yep.
And it's one of those things that's what you want your players to do. And because for one, you don't want your opponent's going to know, hey, we can't back off because they're going to take us to the whistle. But I think that's a great thing that every kid should learn.
Yes, sir. And that's something that it's tough to do in practice sometimes. And I probably tend to condition them to quick whistles in practice a lot. We try to stay off the ground, and that's something that I need to continue to fix in practice, on my end. But that
you would hand that off to him. I would appreciate it.
Sure will. And I don't know if Dwayne is listening or not, but he's done this every year. I think this is such a cool thing, and our kids look forward to it every year. And a huge shout out to him for putting this out there for us and doing this for this football team and the program every year. And we appreciate what he does for us with that.
Yeah, appreciate him with these player of the games. Sometimes it's hard. Tonight I think it was a little bit easier, but it's always fun that he does this. And I'll tell you, it's like you said, the kids love him. It's one of those deals. It's almost too bad just don't give one of them to give one to each of them. But but that's what we do, and that's what Dwayne wanted to do with player of the game. So, Coach, congratulations on the win. Enjoy the 3-day weekend. And we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
We get to watch some college football this weekend.
I'm ready for some college football.
I'm excited. We got some Bronx that are going to be teeing the ball up. We got Cade Lovelady still at Sterling, and we had Caden Christensen playing still, and Hadley Panzer playing. So we still have 3 Bronx padding up for us.
Yep, it's exciting for those players. Good for the program, definitely is. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Brett. We appreciate you.
You bet. Thanks a lot. That's going to wrap it up here from Stanton County. Once again, the Bronx win it by the score of 56-14, win their 7th straight season opener. And more importantly, They are 1-0 in this young season. We're back on the air Tuesday night with Lady Bronx Volleyball as Stanton County, Wichita County, and Syracuse come to town. And we'll have all the action for you right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. So until then, I want to thank all the great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. Without them, I tell you what, we couldn't do it without them. I want to thank Denise Barber, the AD here at Stanton County, for the hospitality. And that's going to do it. For all involved, I'm Brad Hendricks. God bless. Have a safe